mentoring at our club. For those who still don't know, it is if you're new at this club, you have the right to get a mentor. It is an experienced person who will guide you through your first 5 projects for free. So, let's begin our meeting, but first, I would like to ask you, how many people here are for the first time? Wow, so many of you, amazing guys. Please welcome on stage. We would like to welcome you. 3, 4, 5. I see one more. No? Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you for coming. And I would like to ask you 2 questions. First, what is your name? And second, why did you come to this club? But don't worry, you don't need to tell all your biography. Just 1 or 2 sentences will be enough.
Okay, so my name is Daria, and actually I didn't want to listen about some exams there at so that's why that's it.
That's a good choice.
Yes.
Good decision.
My name is also Daria, and well, this Monday I'm having an interview, so for me it's just like a training to speak a bit in English, and also I'm interested in experience of public speech, so that's why I think many people are here. But, well,
yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Mark. I'm from England. I came here simply to improve my public speaking skills because I'm a teacher and I think it's something that's necessary, something very useful and will help my career.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anastasia. I'm from Russia. Yeah. Now I'm studying at Moscow State University Law Faculty, and I think that public speaking is a crucially important skill for being a lawyer, and that's why I'm here.
Amazing.
Hi everybody, my name is Elena. I'm a PhD student in Higher School of Economics, so for me it's really important to learn public speaking. That's why I came here. Thank you.
Wow. Good choice, guys. I hope you will enjoy tonight. We will have first a few prepared speeches, so the speakers who prepared the speeches, and then in the second half of this meeting, I would like you all to come on stage again, because this is the unprepared part. We call it table topic sessions. So don't forget to come out on the stage again, and thank you so much. Please give a round of applause. And now, I would like to give my word to one very smart, very talented, and also a person who believes in wonders. Please welcome on stage Veronika Talpekina.
Dear friends and Toastmasters of World Surfers Club and guests of our clubs, I am Veronika, and I'm Toastmaster of our meeting today. And theme of our meeting today, miracles happen. I found a little information in internet about what is it miracle. Wikipedia say a miracle is an unusual, rare, and as rule unexplored phenomenon that looks like a violation of the no law of nature. That's all. And I think need ask people with experience. And I did a little test. For example, general evaluator of our meeting, Anton Shiglov, say, I believe in miracle because some of them happen to me. Moreover, miracles do exist regardless if we believe in them or not. A table topic master, Alena Dmitrieva, you can look Alena second part of our meeting, say,
on the one hand, miracle happen, but on the other hand, science can explain a lot. I think everyone has a faith, and I believe in Creator and our function in the world. And on our meeting, I want to share some ideas and miracle stories of my life. And Anna Leoznova, our grammarian and expert of word of the day of our meeting, say what I do know. I do know that every new scientific insight, every brand new technology is like magic at first. And being totally into STEM, I believe in this kind of miracle for sure. Now I want to invite here Alena, and I want to ask some words about her role.
My greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alena, and I'm a college teacher. So I teach my students, and I like to make a show with language. Today I have a mission impossible. I be your grammarian. My main purpose is to listen your speeches and to estimate them. I'll pay attention to incomplete sentences, sentences that change direction in midstream, incorrect grammar, incorrect words, or the mispronunciation, and so on. Don't worry, I won't be so strict. I'll only focus on major mistakes. Also, I have a role of word master. Today's word is flexible. I think everybody knows its meaning. Is it? Flexible. Everybody knows. Okay. Dances need to be flexible. My neck is flexible. Flexible working hours or flexible mind. You can construct your sentences with this word, and I'll also count the word usage and announce the speaker who used it most often. Thank you for attention, and I want to hear your speeches.
Thank you, Alena. And now I want to invite Victoria Maguche, our timer.
1 second.
Victoria.
Okay.
Hi. Tell me, please, do you believe a miracle or no, and why?
So, thank you for this question. Actually, I don't believe in miracles because, as I already wrote it in an email to you, I'm a very science-oriented and practical person, so I don't believe in any supernatural things. I believe just in my timer, and today my role is to control your time and to help you to manage your time. So, can I now introduce my role?
Anyway,
Yeah.
imagine it.
Okay.
For example, you're fairy,
Okay.
and
I'm a fairy.
introduce your role as
The fairy.
fairy.
Wow, that's
This
challenging.
miracle.
That's challenging. Thank you for this challenge. So, okay, I'm a fairy. Today I'm a timer fairy, and I will make you all obey my fairy rules. And my rule is today to control the time. And actually, I have some signs, signals for you. So actually, if you see this one signal, it means okay, you still can keep speaking and continue your speech. You have reached the minimal limit of your time. If you see this one, the yellow sign, it means okay, you still can keep speaking, but you have only 30 seconds more for your speech. So make some thoughts how you will finish your speech. And if I show you this one signal, so wrap up and finish your speech. Okay? So try not to exceed the limit. So this is the maximum limit of the time for your role. And there is one more rule for today. So actually, if someone from you exceeds the time, so I show the signal, but you still keep talking. If you keep talking for more than 30 seconds, I will start to applaud. Okay? This means, so please wrap up, stop talking, and leave the stage. Okay? So thank you very much, and it was my time.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. And now I invite Nikita Tikhonov with a joke of the day. Miracles begin.
Hello everyone. I greet everyone here on the meeting dedicated miracles. Actually, I believe that everyone has small magic box inside yourself. Let me explain. Have you known gut feeling? I will explain. When something is happen, but you don't know which direction you should choose, for example, and you really don't know what will happen if you choose something, and when you will hear your body, when you will hear your intuition. When you hear your intuition, you could reveal a new life around you. For example, everyone knows cases when some person late for airplanes and that airplanes crashed. Yeah, and I really believe that we have chances. We have chances to find new ways around us, new possibilities, and all we need to do is listen yourself and listen your not only your mind, because our mind thought only small amount of data, but if we will think more wider, if we will think wider, we could get new opportunities for us, and we could find miracles around you. That's it.
Thank you, Nikita. As for me, I believe in miracle, and I think often ordinary personal can make miracle with their hands, as in my speech. And now I want to introduce first speakers, myself. Veronica Talpekina, and my project number 4, moving story from advanced manual storytelling, 6-8 minutes, and name of my story, Listopad. Everyone has his destiny. Every people, every person, every dog, every cat have destiny. The destiny is so special as they, for example, habit, natural, character, world view and others. But sometimes the destiny can be incredible and wonderful, like a dog named Listopad. This story I knew from my new friend from Facebook, Eva. One day, a late autumn, in the yard of Eva's house came beautiful red dog. He was lonely, tired, hungry, and unhappy. He low down a ground covered with yellow leaves and matched with it. And that Eva could not pass by. And the moment came cold snow, and snow fell on the dog, and dog slept and only trembled in a dream. And family passed by, mom, dad, and 3 children, and one child asked, "Mommy, I want this dog, let's take this dog." And Eva asked, "Please, only for short time, only for a while. I will I will have time for find a new house for him." And for a while they took it. So the dog Listopad received his patroness, Eva. Eva watched the children walk away with Listopad and building snowmen. But one day she knew that Listopad living in the street again. He eating remind of food in the trash, and he spent night in the yard. By the time Eva found temporary house for him, and after one more, during this time Eva wrote in the different sites about this dog, about handsome and intelligent dog, which looking for house. And once one friendly family wrote for Eva that they dream about such dog and want pick up this dog. They met them perfectly and invited to visit, but in 1 week they stopped answer to Eva's messages. And after, when Eva came in this place, the house was closed, and neighbors of that people didn't know nothing about them. Listopad was found 40 kilometers from this place. He was picked up one kind woman. He was half dead. What's happened? What's wrong with him? Eva cried in phones. Today, okay. He with me, answer woman. But I have animals already. But my son won't take this dog. By the way, he lives in your city. Now, Listopad called Rex. And he live in house near Eva's house. And it's surprising that intelligent and kind dog had to stay stuffed, wander, be betrayed many times, and he settled 2 steps from his patroness. If you like this story, if you have kind heart, if you love family, love animals, I will say, Eva have many such stories, very many, and she collected such story in the book, and now this book, living stories of animals rescued by people and people saved by animal love, and this book waiting time for publication. And if you want, you can help in publication these stories. Thank you. And now I want introduce second speaker, Pavel Masterov. Pavel, tell me please, do you believe in miracle and why?
Yes, I believe to miracles because especially in my story, I'm going to tell you there is some miracle happening.
So, Pavel Masterov, project number 2, leadership development, 5-7 minutes, reinventing definition of leadership.
So, Toastmasters Club is not the only place we work on leadership. It also refers to my job. I've worked for a fast-growing international company, and especially during last 1.5 years, our local Moscow team was grown from 3 people to 15. And in some moments we came to idea that we have to pass some processes to other people in the company, and we also need to develop the leadership and ownership inside the team. So I went for some research on the internet, and I was looking for some like experience of other people and some stories, and I found one miracle story I want to share with you. So this story happened to work. This story happened to the ex-captain of U.S. Navy nuclear submarine, David Market. He was a good soldier of U.S. Navy. Yeah, he was working and studying in academy, and he's supposed to be the captain of nuclear submarine. For the last 1 year, he studied a lot about submarine US Olympia because he was supposed to be the captain of this submarine. So he knew a lot about this submarine, everything about like blueprints of submarine, every buttons, how it works. But for some reason, especially because the captain of was resigned, he was assigned as a new captain of this completely different submarine. So this submarine was really, it was actually new submarine, but the team of this submarine was really bad. It was, there were many jokes about it inside the US Navy. They really showed bad results, and it was like one of the worst submarines. So he became captain, and once on some trainees he asked his navigator to double the speed of submarine. So he asked him, and nothing happened. He repeated his comment again, but nothing happened. So then he came to him and asked, like, what happens? I asked you to double the speed, and the navigator said, this gear just doesn't work. We cannot double the speed of submarine. He asked why, and the reply was, we supposed to change this gear, but nobody told us about it. Now nobody told us to do it. So on that moment, he realized that he was learning in academy that leadership is can be defined as the behavior, like directing the thoughts of his team, and especially create the commands to the team. But the reality, in the reality on his new team, he understood that telling the people what to do is actually depriving them from opportunity to grow. And he started to reinvent new way to lead the team. He continued to tell a task to the people, but he told nothing about how to complete this task. For example, he said to his team that some inspection will come next Wednesday. And they asked him what to do, and he said, I don't know. So a few days passed, and people start to come to him and saying like, I think we have to do this, this, and this. And he said, okay. Then people start to come to him and telling like, we recommend to do this, 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 and he said, okay. So people understand that he's accepting like any recommendation, and they start to handle these processes by themselves. And in the end, they first they came to him for asking for requested permission. Then they came to him with words, I intend to do this, this, and this. So in this model, they actually succeed. They were really able to show good results. But learning from this was that he stopped to give an order to the people, and he gave control them to own a situation. So that is the way how to develop the ownership in a team, and I hope that it might help us in our company as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now I want to introduce third speaker, Diana Azubi, please. And tell me, Diana, what do you think about miracle? Do you believe or not, and why?
Yes, I do believe in miracles, but only if you put the right effort into doing something. Then a miracle may happen. If you do nothing, I don't think they're gonna happen to you. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, Diana, tell us the deadliest sin in public speaking.
Yes.
Yes. Project number 2, presentation master, level 1, 5-7 minutes. Yes,
Thank you very much. Hello everyone. I would like to start by asking you a question. How do you guys think? What is the worst mistake a public speaker could make? Ideas, please.
Reading from the piece of paper.
Reading from a paper, okay, but that's not the worst. That's a bad one though.
Be boring.
Be boring. That's a really bad one. Anything else?
Exceeding time limit.
Precisely. That's a really bad mistake. However, Yitia mentioned another really bad mistake. And if you do it as a speaker, I guarantee that your audience will not be listening to you. And if you stop doing it, then you'll find out that, oh my God, miracle, they are listening to me. Do you want to know what it is? You don't want to know, I'm not going to tell you. Do you want to know what it is?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So, I called it the deadliest sin in public speaking. And it is to be selfish. Now, I see laughs, you don't understand. Well, okay, let's examine this. What does it mean to be a selfish person, generally? What does it mean? Who is a selfish person?
Think about himself.
That's right. Only thinks about himself, doesn't think of others. The same thing with a speaker. If a speaker does not think about his audience, then he's being selfish. And for you, I gathered 3 common practices of being a selfish speaker. Practice number 1, not targeting your audience. Let's be honest here. I'm honest. I want you to be honest with me as well. Now, when you come up on the stage, or when I come out on the stage, you don't care about me. What you care about is your own little world which is spinning around you. And unless I start caring about your word, you will not start listening to me. Just like that. So, in order to care about your audience's world, you need to ask yourself, before writing your script, ask yourself 3 questions. Who are my audience? Professors, students, different speeches. What are their needs? Do they want to grow as public speakers? Do you want to progress in work? And third thing, what do they care about? Children, maybe global warming, I don't know. So before you start writing your script, ask your audience. If you cannot, ask people who know your audience. Or at least ask yourself while you feel like, but try to put yourself in the shoes of the audience. What would be the answers to all of these 3 questions? So that was practice number 1, not targeting your audience. Practice number 2 is wasting their time. And I can give you 2 best ways to waste people's time. First way to waste their time is to tell them boring details. And second way is to tell them things that are of no benefit to them. And here, I'll share with you a sad story. It was my first ever in life sales pitch. I come to my customer. I was all prepared. I brought these beautiful slides, and I started telling them about my product, how amazing it is, how it works, blah blah blah. But halfway through my presentation, this woman stood up and said, yeah, it's really nice to see you so excited about your product, but we don't really see the benefit for us of purchasing it. And at that point, the CEO of the company stood up, looked at me, said, "I don't have time for this shit," and left. And I was left alone in that room. Now, but the interesting thing is, a few months later, these same people, they bought a similar product from my competitor for a higher price. So clearly, there was a benefit for them. But it was me who failed to outline it for them. Instead, I wasted their time with details and things they wouldn't care about. So, second practice is wasting your audience time. And now to the third practice. And this is not to watch your audience, not to pay attention to them while you speak. And it is proven that a normal person can only concentrate for 10 to 20 minutes. Now, I think that if there is a phone next to them, and there are WhatsApps, and then Vibers, and then Facebook messages, and then likes, and then another notification from some useless app come along, the attention span drops to 3 minutes. And your job as a speaker is to get them back to you. Now, what could you do? Well, I recommend 3 ways that I normally use. A, use your voice. Change it to not be monotonous. People like it. 2, use your body, move around the stage. Maybe you could pick up some object. Oh my God, look, all of you are looking at me. See? I mean, you don't have to pick up this particular object, but just as a thought. And the 3rd way, try to involve your audience. If you care about them, why not involve them? Ask them some question. Give them some food for thought. They like it. So let me just sum it all up for you. The worst thing you could do as a speaker is to be selfish. There are 3 best ways to be selfish. Not targeting your audience, which means not asking questions. Who are my audience? What are their needs? And what do they care about? Number 2 is wasting their time by giving them too much details or telling them things they don't care about. And number 3, not paying attention to your audience and not bringing them back to you. So guys, your role as a speaker is to serve your audience. And they will love you for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now I want announce coffee break, water break. You can eat and drink water, but attention please. And also I want to ask you about donation, 100 rubles in yellow jar on the table. Thank you very much.
Надо заменить. Снимал на телефон. На телефон снимал. Не-не-не, Антон запустился. Надо заменить это. Как его?
Yes, yes, I have it. You have it. It's not this one, the other one as well. It's not it is. Oh my God.
Yeah. But it is again,
I mean hours. Your working hours.
But it's not like
it is again connected with
Well,
the
my idea
your
was
working
about the
hours.
hours.
Okay.
I think it depends on the job.
Yeah.
So
the
that's
problem.
not
Okay, we see.
it's not general.
Okay, but I think that we are going to find 3 general ideas, 3 best general ideas. So maybe this is somewhere for everyone.
You can reduce it because it's
Well,
special.
more time, it means, well, you can also have a freelance, you can also, well, do the 15th, the 16th point, well, and what else we have, well. Many other ways to increase your income via, well, doing more job, but doing more work, but it doesn't matter what kind.
So how about maybe combining it with something else? We have something like doing more job. We are talking about
So
Daria.
number 5 then, and 13, and 15 probably.
What
Well, I
is
think
it?
it all can be called additional sources
And
of
16,
income.
yeah.
And, well,
So 5, 13, 15, and 16.
Mark, do you agree with this figure?
With what, sorry? With what?
With what?
13.
15 and 16, so
Yeah, I mean,
Similar, yeah.
yeah,
It
the
depends.
main idea is the same.
yeah, it depends if your per hour rate goes up. I mean, you'll earn more money, but your actual earnings in that way won't go up. I don't know how to explain this. Even in my native language, that was a bit of a problem there.
So we are talking about this salary in a company, like this particular salary.
No, I think that we're talking about income itself.
Wait.
Let's
We're talking about
Oh.
both. We're talking about income. Let's take this because we have like some opportunities. So we're talking about income. Let's try to increase income. So we decided to combine once again.
yeah, this is what we wanted to do.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what about changing your workplace? Is the
Well,
sorry.
it is the case only if other options doesn't
Yes,
work.
if other options
Don't
not
work.
working.
Okay. Get better qualification, right? Does it work? How much time does it require? Maybe we shall combine it with something. What do you think?
I would combine it with asking like a better position. When you ask for more responsibility, at the same time you get a higher salary, but you need to do more. Like you have more things to do.
But you
It's not just-
can
it's not just
get
about
better
license.
qualification and next change your workplace. Well, to get more
I
salary,
think that
better salary.
there are different combinations.
Yeah, so I think that it isn't worth to state as it is stated in our
Like
list.
you do something and blockchain is like pretty hype story nowadays, and you go to some courses, you learn about how it works and blah blah blah. Then you go to your boss and say, now I know what it is, and he's like, wow, that's great, you're like a specialist now, and I can give you a higher salary for
And
this.
what was the first one and the seventh one? Are they different?
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah, they seem the same to me.
Yes.
So let's combine
The first and the seventh.
the first and the seventh. Yeah.
But we will combine the first with the 19th. So
Let's
we
combine
will-
it. Why not?
That's good. So what about blackmail your employee? Who's with it?
That's illegal.
That wasn't me.
It wasn't you.
And why we
So now they can.
we were discussing seducing the employer.
We can discuss. Go ahead.
No, I wanted Sergey to discuss.
Yeah, but
Sergey?
It's a good idea.
but it's true. If people like you, they will pay you more because
Have you
Abso-
ever seduced your boss?
Wait,
Let's be honest. Answering.
not on purpose.
Oh.
So because attractive people receive more money and receive less sentences in cards everywhere. So and people judge you by how you deal with them. If you attractive to them, they will give you opportunities and bonuses. So you should be friendly, open-minded, not to criticize. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not about seducing.
Yeah.
Seducing, it's like the past.
It's like just being friendly to
your
everyone.
communication skill, like how to deal
Yes,
with
it's
people.
just about
Charisma.
communication
Yes.
skills.
We don't know what he's doing at his work. Let's be honest.
Mark, you said that it was not yours, but what do you think now? Is it good or bad? Will it work?
I think it's a quite sure way of getting sacked. I think you'll be removed fairly quickly.
Really?
If you blackmail your boss and say, you know,
I think
I'm
we're
gonna-
discussing seducing your boss.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
quickly.
yeah, that could lead down a bad road as well. But yeah,
It happens so often, like.
It's so strange that boys are speaking about it.
Maria, I suggest for everyone.
And girls keep silence. Girls' bosses
You're-
exist,
you're-
you know.
You're not brave enough
Okay.
to admit.
Okay, then I'll try. Let's
Tomorrow
go
I'll
ahead. What about changing the department? Will help. What do you think?
Probably.
Similar to change your workplace.
Yeah, but I think it's very hard to find in a company different department with higher
So we're
salary.
going
I meant that if you're working in an international company, you can go for work to a different country and there work in the same
do you
company.
really
on the
think
same
that moving to a different country will raise your salary?
Maybe in a long-term perspective. But, well, it was just an idea.
Okay.
Like seduce.
What about
Shouldn't it exist? Well, seducing is on the top of our list.
how about getting one more project? I think we already discussed it.
It is just like, yeah.
It's like getting more working hours.
Can we just
Yeah.
mark it? Asking for a better position.
Oh, it's the same.
I'd like
as
moving
the
to
second.
department. Yeah.
Okay, it's the same as asking your boss what we need to do, right?
Yeah, he can either raise your salary or, well, give you a better
Okay.
position.
Yes,
So can we mark it down?
Yeah.
So let them know we have better options. We will discuss this, I believe.
Yeah.
It's like
that was my idea.
Okay.
Just in case.
So we discussed like work more time, get more job, or have additional source of income. Just wait. How about just wait?
I think it's not working, like just waiting and nothing's happening.
In Japan it works.
We're in Russia.
But if you go to Japan it works.
okay, let's move to Japan and
That's true in some industries. that
yeah,
as well,
yeah,
like the police.
Yeah,
or
in
the
army
army.
it's
Yeah.
police everywhere. You just stay in and you receive promotions from year to year and.
In land it differs from job to job then. Because
Yes.
Okay.
well, in company I don't think it will work.
Yes.
Probably
In
police, okay.
corporate environment, it will be just stupid and wasting your time.
I believe that the last one that we didn't discuss is ask your relative for additional money. Yay!
It may work only if you're 18, but as soon as you are 40,
Okay.
I think it will be difficult. Hey.
So now we have
Wow.
about 3 minutes to pick 3 best practices. So let's start with best one from each one of you. Sergey, which one is the best?
Obviously.
It's
No,
obvious.
no.
No.
To be honest, I think it's about skills and new position, new department. I think most
Okay.
probably.
Got it.
Or
I agree with the last one. Like get better qualification.
Okay, got
And
it.
it's reasonable to ask for a high
Okay,
salary.
Mark, which one is the best?
I would go for let them know you have better options, but if I could combine it with having certain skills that they really need at the same time.
And being
and then-
important.
Yeah.
So this one
We
is-
had to combine it.
This is the last one, right?
So fine, Catherine and Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, so let them know you have better options.
Daria, what do you think?
It's difficult because it all depends on what you're actually doing.
Just for yourself.
Okay, let it be the last, yeah.
Okay.
Enhance your skills.
Elena?
Well, also for the last one, I think it's the best way to improve.
Daria?
No, 9.
Number 9.
9 is next.
Right. Okay, let's discuss the second. We actually have 3, but maybe we have the second round. So the second best practice, which one is again from your point of view?
I don't see from my place.
Sorry for that.
No.
So we still have blackmail your
It's a combination of several variants. You just need to feel what's the most appropriate for you.
But we need to choose just one right now. So we have blackmail your employee and some information. We have change your workplace or department. We have ask for better position or ask your boss what to do. We have let them know you have other options, better ones. We have to increase your work time to get more job or have additional source of income. I think we can combine it as well.
But I think better position in other department or higher position in company.
Just one.
It's like the same.
Okay.
You just get promoted, but maybe in some other field or some other,
But how? How are you going
Wait,
to
we
get
are
promoted?
voting. We're not discussing right now. We are voting.
You have skills.
So all the
Guys,
people
we
respect,
have 1 minute.
people respect you.
You
have
just come to your boss and tell him, I'm
Guys,
working.
hello. We are discussing. We are just voting. We have to choose. So Anastasia, the second option for you. Just be quick, please.
I would support Mark's choice about letting him know that you have
Okay.
other options.
Mark?
Find a gap in the market and enhance your
Okay.
skills.
So you support only
Daria?
yours idea.
Was that
Ask
mine
for a
as
better
well? I actually
position
forgot.
directly.
Okay, ask for better position.
Or
11.
the same.
The better position.
Yes.
And
12.
12. Okay, so I think that we have 3 best practices right now. It's find a gap in the market and enhance your skill. Is to let them.
Third round.
Sorry.
So we had only 2 rounds. So we need 1 more.
Yeah, but we don't have 10%. I think we have 3 best. Just let's count. The last one, we have a lot of classes here. We have here, let them know that we have better options, and ask them for a better position, or just ask them what to do. Now, thank you guys. Now you know what to do. Thank you.
No, we don't need it. And now we would like to welcome on stage our general evaluator who will be taking care of you for the rest of the night.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let me just point the camera to myself, so I need more attention. Okay. I will evaluate the meeting as a whole, not the speakers, but the meeting. First of all, let me start with my team of personal evaluators for tonight. The first evaluator will be, oops, sorry, I'm sitting over here. Okay, yeah, the first speaker for tonight, evaluator will be Nastya Kolodina, evaluating Veronika Talpekina. Please welcome to the stage.
Dear fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, I'm happy to welcome you here and happy to open the evaluation session for tonight. So I will be evaluating the project delivered by Veronika Talpekina. I would like first to remind you that she delivered her 4th project from the Advanced Manual Storytelling, and it was entitled The Touching Story. So the main idea was to involve the audience, to arouse some emotions, to make people be involved emotionally. So I would like to ask you as the audience, have you been involved emotionally by Veronika's story? Just raise your hands, those who have been. Okay, perfect. So I think that's quite a good result for tonight. In my opinion, there were several strong points and several places for improvement in your story, Veronika. And I would like to start from the points which I think still need some improvement in your performances. So, in my opinion, the major drawback was the fact that you were using notes. When we talk about storytelling, it just steals so much sincerity and so much naturalness from your speaking when you use your notes. That's why one of the main suggestions of the manual is to avoid using notes. So sometimes you can peep in if you have like major points in your paper, but generally it's better to avoid doing this, because this will just make the audience closer to you and you closer to the audience. Another thing, the PowerPoint. In my opinion, again, the stories about animals are just emotional per se, and you don't need any visual aids to enhance the emotional challenge. So next time, the idea could be just to avoid using any visual aids, just to try to involve people by using descriptive phrases and some emotional expressions. And another thing, the powerful climax. The whole story, the flow of your story was quite smooth. But overall, it was a good idea, but in the end, some reinforcement, some strong points actually lacked. So next time I would suggest that you could make your main idea a bit more reinforced, just for people to understand that this is the climax of your story and this is the point where they should actually be involved emotionally, where they should express some emotions. And then going to strong points. I noticed that you had some quite visual parts of the story, so you had a good opening, then there was the body, filled with some descriptive details, and then there was the climax, though not that powerful one. And another strong point is the natural charm. You have all that which is needed for a good storyteller. So you have a good eye contact, you have a good posture. The only thing that you should work on is the actual content of your story, and probably trying to avoid the usage of notes in PowerPoint. So that's it. Good luck with it.
Right, thank you, Anastasia. Now, without further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage personal editor of Pavel, which is going to be Alexandra. Please welcome to the stage. Thank you.
Hello everybody, hello Pavel once again. I'm here evaluating the project which is aimed at speakers' improvement, and Pavel has just presented his speech, congratulations, and he will receive the feedback and he will have to repeat it. As an evaluator, I will suggest some practical ways which Pavel can use in order to improve his speech. First, what I liked about your speech is that your topic was related to your path aims. Pavel's path is called leadership development, and his topic of reinventing the definition of leadership was pretty close to his general goals. The second thing I liked is your approach to your story outline, because you started telling us the story, and storytelling is engaging way of giving some ideas to the audience. And before I move to recommendations, I would like to ask you, how comfortable from 1 to 10 were you feeling while delivering the speech?
Probably 7.
Okay, well, you feel pretty confident on the stage, and it makes you feel better, but maybe it's the thing which also gives you some difficulties, because the thing which I would like to point out is preparation. It looked like you missed some points of preparation, like rehearsing the text you are saying. And it brought you some technical difficulties, like difficulties with presentation, and some unnecessary sounds like and some difficulties with posture and eye contact with audience. And all these things are very little, but they can be polished while you are preparing the speech. And this is the first point I would like to keep in your mind. The second thing is related to what Diana was speaking about in her speech, and is about connecting to your audience. In order to connect better to your audience, you can think while preparing your speech about who are these people, what is their thing with leadership, are they leading something or they are going to lead something, and how what you are telling them is useful for them. I will not repeat everything Diana said, but it can be very useful for you. Then keeping contact with audience is a very important thing for speaker. And this is the second point of improvement for your future speech. Also, as this is your second project and the goal is to learn and to improve, I wish you good luck with it. And also, one thing which may be a challenge for you is paying more attention to other speeches and using it. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexandra. I will comment on the personal analysis a bit later. And now, without further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage the evaluator of Diana, who will be Alexei. Alex, please welcome to the stage.
Dear fellow Toastmasters, yes, dear Diana, today you presented your second project and we heard your first speech of that project, where the purpose was to present a speech on any topic and to receive a feedback. And I was really pleased that your topic was connected with what is happening here, because we try to develop our public speaking skills, and you provided us some tips on how to become an effective speaker and avoid to be a selfish presenter. What I like on your presentation: first, structure, clear structure with opening, main part, with 3 recommendations and sub-points, and closure. Good. Second, you demonstrated how to establish a contact with the audience by asking a question, simple question. And by these two, you could break the ice between you and the audience, almostly when there are some people you aren't familiar with. And this is a real powerful tool, and you did it very good. And the third point, vocal variety. You demonstrated high level vocal variety, especially in sounds of your voice, because you changed it. Normally you spoke in high sound, but sometimes you used low sound, and this helped to keep attention of every person from the audience, and it was really good. I have 2 recommendations for you. First, I'd like you to be more calmer on the stage, because you speak really rapidly. And for some listeners, especially for me, sometimes it's hard to process your thoughts. Thus, I recommend you 2 tips. First, work on your pace. Speak rapidly, then insert slow fragments. And the second, associate stage parts with your thoughts. For example, when you told us about targeting the audience, you could associate the left part and the part on paying attention to the audience needs, the right part. Normally you acted here on the stage. Well, thank you, Mrs. Timer, Diana, and I hope that you employ my recommendations in your second speech.
Okay, thanks, Alex. And now, very quickly, my team of minor roles about their feedback from this meeting. The first one will be the timer. Let be Victoria, please welcome to the stage with her report on the timing.
Thank you. So guys, actually today we all did a great job, and surprising thing for me, no one from the speakers exceeded the limit. So let us support and congratulate everyone. That's a great result, believe me. The only thing we still have to work on is the time management for the evaluators, because you know, to be evaluator is harder, you have less time for preparation, so you have to be more accurate with the time. So the number one was Alexei. So actually you exceeded your time limit for 40 seconds, but you still could react to my applause, and you could finish this page so smoothly. The first evaluator, Nastya, your evaluation to my mind was perfect, but you still exceeded the time for the 30 seconds. But you finished the speech before I started applauding. That was skill. And Alexandra, so you was very quick on the stage, and you have exceeded the time limit only for 5 seconds. So it's not bad. So actually, everyone, so the role performance were in time limits, and as I already told, the speakers were perfect with the time. So move on and be accurate with the time limit and time management.
Thank you, Victoria. Now, the last but not the least, our grammarian, Alena, with her report in grammar. Please welcome to the stage. Thank you.
I really liked your speeches. They were amazing. They were full of expressions, and I felt that you really liked it and that you wanted to share it with our audience. But mistakes and grammar is important too. I want to say that I expected more mistakes than there were. What about the first speaker, Veronica? I want to say that you did mistakes with pronunciation, most of all, and with grammar. I want to say a lot, but pay attention to the tenses and to the tenses. What about other speakers? I want to say that there were not much mistakes, but I want to say about Victoria, it was perfect, but repetitions, and you said you was. Then Nikita, repetitions. You said happens. It happened. You said, but it happens. Then more wider. We don't use more, just wider. Diana said, "Who are my audience?" Yes, who is my audience? And Pavel, mistakes with articles. He was a good soldier, not he was good soldier. And with at that moment, at academy, and with tenses. Okay, thank you very much. I think you will improve your grammar, and we hope to hear your other speeches here. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Now it's finally my time to speak up. Here I will give the feedback, quite comprehensive, but I will try to be precise and short. The meeting starts from president, so I will give my first feedback to her. The good points, really, you managed to call to the stage newcomers. It's very great to attract people to our club. Inspirational start, equipment, everything fine, but the camera. Please pay more attention to camera, because to have the two roles of general evaluation and cameraman is not a good Also, the break was great. So now we managed to have some breaks, and really cool, because people have kind of chance to speak and to communicate. On the points for improvement, I would like to point first of all, I don't really remember about some of the rules, like switching off mobile phones, but right afterwards I saw that someone have a ringing mobile phone. That's probably can be avoided. Also, black slide, it's a really good thing to do. The black slide, which is turned on while speakers are presenting without presentations, because some unnecessary information and other presentations can distract either speakers and the audience as well. Also, regarding the evaluation sheets, I see that some of the personal evaluators don't have them. Probably it is a point to think on future, so that evaluators have each evaluation sheets and don't have to think on these. And finally, that's it. Thank you. And now I'm moving on to the Toastmaster, Veronica. You're here. So personal stories that you collected before, it was really great. That was tied to your to a theme of the meeting. But first of all, please try to not only use the personal stories, but try to connect the minor roles and also other roles into one smooth story, when not just calling the timer and his personal story, next speaker personal story, but trying to think of timer, the grammarian, and other speakers being part of like miracle, something like that, part of a greater story, so that they are connected one by one. And also, as Anastasia mentioned, try to reduce your usage of notes. Yeah, because you will probably spend more time on interaction with the audience than using your notes. Then I would comment on the minor roles and finally on personal evaluators. When it comes to timer, Victoria was really a great job tonight. I don't have any negative comments for that. Rules very clear, advice on timing during the meeting. I've seen inspired afterwards, and personal feedback. We really appreciate personal feedback from minor roles especially. So you managed to do that. Nothing for improvement this time. So really great job. Regarding the thought joke of the day, Nikita, it was really great. So I don't have anything to add here. And finally, grammarian, Alena, the good explanation of your role before the meeting, and also personal feedback, what I like from your speech. It very appreciated, as I mentioned. But try to, regarding the word of the day, you also didn't mention the usage of your word, flexible. So that's the first point. And also regarding the word itself, try to pick up something more unusual, because flexible, I think everyone basically know what's flexible and can use it. We try to find something new to learn. That's why next time comment for grammarians to pick up something more interesting, more unusual. Next to table topics, also didn't have Anna, you're here, didn't have any negative comments on that part, just the one point for improvement. Please try to think of handling information in more structured way, because now it was just something, lines appearing, disappearing, so it was a bit, I would say, a bit messy what's going on here. Probably if you have several speakers, you can use some kind of a table for the ideas divided by speakers, columns like speakers. It's just one of suggestions, but generally try to structure your information that's more digestible to the audience. But generally it's really good, great performance. I was envy for all of the speakers during this panel discussion because I didn't have a chance to participate. So this was really great. So if you are to try choose the table topics and especially the table panel discussions, please look on a job like today and be like Anna. Thank you. Now I'm coming to the personal evaluators. First of all, Nastya, who was evaluating Veronica. Really very great, quite precise, just a bit exceeded time as advised by our timer, but generally mentioned personal goals and suggested points for improvement, mentioned also good points of the speaker. So I would say very experienced personal evaluator Nastya. Today I don't have any comments from the improvement on your side. Thank you, so great job. Regarding the next personal evaluator, it were Alexander. Alexander. So what I did like from your presentation, first you start from feedback from the speaker. It was really great to have his opinion also. You also suggested points for improvement. That's what about the personal evaluation. Yep. But just one comment. For me, it was felt a bit like you are in a hurry, like running somewhere. I don't know, it might be you have too much to say, or it's your personal peculiarity, but try to a bit slow down, because it's hard to think and follow you while you are really in a hurry. And that's all for your side. Thank you so much. And finally, the last evaluator was Alexei. Really great job. I mentioned the purpose, I like it, of the speech. And first thing, just try to concentrate on the points for improvement, because you run out of time concentrating a lot on the great things, great points of the job, of the speech, and try to focus more on the points for improvement. I think that's it overall, and I hand over the finally word to the president. Diana, thank you.
Thank you, Anton, for the presentation. Now, here... And we would love to see you in our next meeting in 2 weeks. That will be 14th of August, same time, same place. And if you are interested in what we're doing here, please approach me. I will be at that table if you want to sign up for roles for the next meeting. I can give you 4 roles for free. So come to me. Thank you so much.
У нас нет.